everybody, welcome out here to another video. As today we're going to be discussing the announcement of the 2025 Monster Jam season announcement, our schedule announcement for all the lineups and tours that will be happening during the 2025 Monster Jam season. As quite a lot of interesting stuff has been dropped within the past week, and today we're going to take a look at all the stuff that got looked at, and I'll be analyzing and giving it my opinions, as well as announcing some stuff that we will be doing next year. First up, let's discuss our first tour, that being Arena Championship Series Central. The lineup will consist of Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, Angelina Knock and Megalodon, John Zimmer Sr. and Zombie, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, Triton Robbins in Crazy Train, and Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. This tour is definitely very stacked and a very interesting tour out here. First up, we're going to start with Matt Cody and Gravedigger. This is going to be Matt Cody's first full-time tour that he's done since 2020. So, we're super duper happy to have him back behind the wheel for a full season. The past 2 years, he's done some fill-ins on some tours. Last year in 2023, he had the chance to fill in for Brandon Vincent in Cleveland, Ohio. And then this year, Matt Cody did do a lot of filling in for the Arena Championship Series West shows. So to see him out here get a chance to compete full-time is going to be amazing. This could possibly guarantee Matt Cody's first time into the Monster Jam World Finals. Matt Cody's probably up there within the top 5 or top 10 best drivers to have not made it into the World Finals. And I think if Matt Cody can have a great year and a consistent year, he should be able to make it. But we're super duper happy to see him back on a full tour, and we'll be able to see if he can defend his Arena Championship Series West win from 2024 last year when he got the win filling in for Brandon Vincent. But now he's on a full-time tour, and he's ready to get the win as his own, and having he done all the work and not other drivers like Cody Saucier or Tyler Menninga or Brandon Vincent. So he's definitely going to be ready. We cannot wait to see what Matt Cody has in store for us. And then now we've got Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco. Fernando Martinez, as Malkware001 would say, is a rookie sensation. This dude is absolutely amazing. He's riding to be one of the best up-and-coming drivers. He's done so well this year. He did amazing. Ever since he's doing awesome. He was winning overalls and nailing awesome moonwalks, almost like he's been driving for years. And his first ever time driving back almost a year ago in Nampa, Idaho. And now he's made just so much progress. He's done so well this year. He's just done an amazing job. He's had many great runs in freestyle. He's really great at the two-wheel skills. So, I just cannot wait to see what Fernando Martinez has in store. And he's definitely going to give some of these other drivers out here like Matt Cody a run for their money out here for the series championship. And hopefully we can see if Fernando can get it out here in his only second year of driving. That's going to be awesome and amazing if he can actually pull that out. But it's definitely going to be tough against some of these tough field of competitors. And, but if we can see stuff like he was doing in Nampa last year, and also in his last show he did back in Fresno, he just did awesome back at that show. So, if we can see stuff like that out of Fernando, he's going to do really well this year and could possibly walk away with the series championship. Next up, we've got Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. This is just something unbelievable. I could not believe was happening. Probably one of the biggest driver pairing shockings we probably have out here for the whole schedule announcement. The fact that Jamie is in Sparkle Smash is going to be crazy. Looks like they're now having 2 of them. One for the stadiums and now one for the arenas. Jamie Sullivan, she did really great and she built herself a really big identity behind the wheel of Monster Mutt Dalmatian, as Monster Mutt Dalmatian was definitely losing popularity before Jamie Sullivan and had joined Monster Jam, as Monster Mutt Dalmatian went from being one of the best trucks and one of the up near the top as one of the best and most popular trucks to kind of falling off after 2021 when Cynthia Gauthier, who was the main identity for Dalmatian, left it to go drive Lucas Stabilizer, and so Dalmatian didn't really do that many shows throughout 2022, except for some shows overseas, like in London, Australia, the Netherlands, as well as one show in the United States being with Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And besides that, Dalmatian didn't have that many shows, but then the truck got brought back for a full-time season last year with Jamie Sullivan behind the wheel, and ever since Savannah of last year, Jamie Sullivan has been killing it. She's definitely become one of the best female drivers out there. She may be up there as maybe one of the best. She possibly is the best right now. She's really improved herself out here. She knows how to balance that truck on the front two BKT tires, and she's done some awesome moonwalks. She's brought home many overall event championship wins throughout her season, and against tough competitors like Tony Oaks, Weston Anderson, Tyler Menninga, Brandon Telechka, Fernando Martinez. She was bringing home lots of championships. She was consistently nailing backflips in her freestyle runs. Was doing really well in racing, so it was just a really great season this past season for Jamie Sullivan, and she also got a chance to compete at the Monster Jam World Finals back in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium, and she had a really great performance there. Her performance and skills was not that good, but she definitely made it up for it in freestyle and racing, making it all the way to round 3 in racing before, I believe, losing to David Olfert in Velociraptor. Then in freestyle, getting 4th place with a really great run where she nailed almost 2 backflips. She failed the second one, but nailed the first one. And she's had a really great run. She really conquered that track that lots of drivers were struggling on, and she had a pretty high finish and was one of only 3 drivers to fill the time. So, it was a great run out there for Jamie Sullivan. She did really good behind the wheel of Monster Mutt Dalmatian in her career. She's about getting ready to move on over to Thor for a couple of weekends coming up very soon in Glendale, Houston, and Arlington for the fall stadium shows out here. We cannot wait to see how she does in those. And she's also she's gonna have a few more shows as Dalmatian. Then she's moving on to Sparkle Smash. We cannot wait to see how she does. Hopefully she can have a great season. I just really do hope that one thing is for sure, that she does not get injured. Jamie Sullivan had a possible chance of winning the series last year on Arena Series Central if she did not get injured. She could have possibly done it, but sadly she got injured and she kind of fell off in points. So hopefully this year she can remain uninjured and can try to put herself up to the top, try to win the series championship. But it's also going to be tough because of the fact that she's also going to be driving this new Sparkle Smash body. It's going to be a bit different with visibility, so that'll be interesting to see how she'll navigate that, but I think she'll do really well. She may take her a couple of shows to get used to it, but I think she's going to get used to it and she's going to thrive in Sparkle Smash. Next up, we got the other female driver, Angelina Knock. Can't wait to see what Angelina Knock has in store for us on the track this year. Angelina had a decent season this year. They're not one of the greatest, but she's hoping to have after some time off in the off season. She's going to try to improve herself, and she's going to really try to step up her game and do really well this year on Arena Series Central. Next up, another big shocker is the Zimmer team is back. John Zimmer Sr. will be making his return to a full-time tour as well ever since 2020. When he drove Dragon. Now he's on the independent scene, and he's now going to be driving the Zombie on the Uproar chassis. That's something interesting we did not expect. I thought he was going to run Uproar, but I guess not. He's going to be running Zombie. That's going to be interesting to see him running that identity in that name. I cannot wait to see how well he'll do in it. And, it's great to see Zimmer Sr. back on a tour this year. He's made it kind of almost like a full-time return to Monster Jam this past summer, driving Uproar in lots of stadiums and arenas, and some stadiums and arenas this year, especially like in Nashville, where he did really well. And he also drove it throughout other arena shows like Allentown, Pensacola, Savannah, Cincinnati. So, he's done quite a lot of shows out here, getting himself back and used to being behind the wheel of a Monster Jam truck. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for us out here on the track. He's probably, out of all the drivers on here, has been driving for the longest. He is a veteran out here in the sport. So, we'll see how that will play off for him out here. And I can't wait to see him rock out the zombie name. I think he's going to do pretty good. Next up, we've got John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. I really can't wait to see what he's got in store for us on the track. He's going to be, he's the defending All-Star Monster Truck Tour champion. He won the All-Star Monster Truck Tour this year there, and he's definitely proven that he can be a really hard competitor to be out here on this track, and he's definitely one of the best independent drivers out there. And he's going to come full swinging. He wants some redemption after the 2023 season, where I felt as if he probably got robbed of a main field spot in the World Finals and just came up short of that series championship, losing to Brandon Vincent. But now he's back, and we can't wait to see what Zimmer Jr. has in store for us out here on the Monster Jam track. And let's see if he can try to walk away with that series championship. We really want to see him do it. We have never seen an independent win a series championship, but there's a chance that this year could be the year for Zimmer Jr. If he can try to see if he can pull it off, I think he has probably the greatest likelihood to try to do that out here. And we cannot wait to see what he has in store for us. He's done really great in arenas in the past. We cannot wait to see how he does next year. Also, something that's going to be interesting to watch out for is out here. The thing that could hinder John Zimmer Jr. from winning the series championship is his truck. As his truck has had many mechanical issues throughout the year, it's definitely not as mechanically as good as running as his old truck from when he used to drive in the Overboard team. So, we'll have to see how that'll impact him. Let's hope maybe during the off season now here before first quarter starts, we'll have John Zimmer Jr. They'll have some time at the shop to get that truck fixed up and ready to go for this season. Next up, we've got Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. This is also something definitely we did not expect. Earlier on, just a couple months ago, about a month ago, in Newark, New Jersey, we had the surprise of seeing the Robbins trucks return to Monster Jam for the first time ever since 2017. Triton Robbins making his Monster Jam debut. That was something I definitely did not expect. They were going to remain independent and on the All-Star Monster Truck Tour for next year, but I guess that did not happen. They now moved on over out here to Monster Jam, which is something, out of all the independent teams I could have seen joining Monster Jam this year, I did not expect this one to be the one, but here they are. We're excited to see them out here. We're excited to see Crazy Train in Monster Jam. He had some great performances back in Newark, back in August. He got some wins. He had some wins in racing and in skills. So, Triton Robbins is definitely going to be a competitor to beat out here on the track. As he's also a tour champion on the independent circuit. He's the 2023 All-Star Monster Truck Tour champion. So, he's definitely, he wants to go out here and get a win out here in the big leagues out here in Monster Jam as well. So, we can't wait to see what he's got in store for us. Montana Robbins out here as well. Plain Crazy also made his Monster Jam debut a couple months ago, and we cannot wait to see what he's got in store for us out here for the first quarter season. And I cannot wait to see what Plain Crazy has in store for us as see what kind of stuff he'll pull out here on the track. As he's done also really well on that All-Star Monster Truck Tour. He also had some pretty good performances on that, and so we cannot wait to see what he can do on the track. He's really good at two-wheel skills. We've seen him nail down some nice moonwalks before, so we can't wait to see what his performance will be like out here in Monster Jam this year. Probably out of all the arena tours so far that we've seen, this one is probably going to be the most interesting one, with Matt Cody making his return, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, and then some brand new independent teams joining Monster Jam, Send It Motorsports, in the Robbins trucks with Crazy Train and Plain Crazy. It's going to be interesting, and it's definitely going to be a tour to watch out for. Now let's take a look here at the schedule real quickly. January 4th through 5th, they're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bridgestone Arena. January 10th through 11th, they're going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Pfizer Forum. January 24th through 26th, they'll be in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. January 31st through February 2nd, they're going to be in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. February 7th through 9th, they'll be at Belmont Park, New York at UBS Arena. February 14th through 16th, they're going to be in Worcester, Massachusetts at the DCU Center. February 22nd through 23rd, they're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Simmons Bank Arena. March 7th through 9th, they're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Van Andel Arena. March 14th through 16th, they're going to be in Toledo, Ohio at the Huntington Center. March 21st through 23rd, they're going to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Resch Center. March 29th through 30th, they're going to be in Hartford, Connecticut at the XL Center. April 5th through 6th, they're going to be in Albany, New York at the MVP Arena. April 11th through 13th, they're going to be in Hampton, Virginia at the Hampton Coliseum. April 26th through 27th, they're going to be in Evansville, Indiana at the Ford Center. May 2nd through 4th, they're going to be in South Haven, Mississippi at the Landers Center. May 10th through 11th, they're going to be at the Vibrant Center. May 10th through 11th, they're going to be at Moline, Illinois at the Vibrant Arena. May 17th, they're going to be at Lexington, Kentucky in the Rupp Arena. Then July 4th through 5th, they're going to be at the Moss Jam World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah. So something we can note out here, if you see like a little asterisk next to the stop, that does mean it is a non-for-points event. And if you see something that looks like an arrow pointing up, that means the tickets will be on sale for a later date. So we can see out here shows like Grand Rapids, Green Bay, Albany, Hampton, Evansville, South Haven, Moline, Lexington, and World Finals will not be on sale to a later date. And then it looks like for non-point stops, it looks like Moline and maybe Evansville are all going to be non-for-points shows on the tour. But besides that, really only two interesting. This tour is definitely really interesting out here. The stops, I mean, there's not that much to say about the stops on this tour. You know, it's definitely interesting that they're returning to Lexington again after making their return this year during the summer in June. And then we've got the only other interesting stops, we've got Nashville, Tennessee, returning back to the home of the 22nd Monster Jam World Finals, which was held in that city. And then the other, probably most interesting stop is Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center, something brand new we haven't seen in Monster Jam, a new stop. Well, it may not be a new stop. They may have done Brooklyn in this arena maybe years ago, but I'm not really for sure. Let me fact check me in the comments down below. But if they did do this before, it's been the first time in a long time, so we're really excited to see what Monster Jam's got in store for us out here at Brooklyn, New York. And also something to keep note of is that not all the stops have been announced yet. There's always a chance for more stops to get added to these tours for in the near time future. But that's going to be it for Arena Series Central. Now let's take a look out here on our first stadium tour, Stadium Championship Series East. As we're going to have the lineup of Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, Barney Musauer and Zombie, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris, Camden Murphy and a to-be-announced truck, Kevin Crocker and Megalodon, Jim Kohler and Avenger, Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt, Joe Foley and Axe, Mike Christensen and Vendetta, and Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. Alright, wow, this is one interesting tour out here. We got Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, out here, coming out and trying to defend his Stadium Tour East Championship from last year. He's back on the same tour, or he's back on the East Coast Stadium Tour once again out here. Here, we can always see as in store for us out here is Tyler Menninga had one awesome season this year. Here, he just did so amazing on his tour this year. It was just a really awesome year for Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. He absolutely killed it on his tour. He dominated. He burned it down. This was probably Tyler's best season he's had yet. He did really well on that Stadium Tour East. His performance was really good. He had many just incredible and wow moments out here on the track, like especially from moments like Tampa Show 1, Indianapolis Show 2, Miami Show 1, Orlando, Jacksonville, Atlanta Show 2, Philadelphia. I mean, there's just so many stops we can name of all the times he just really had great performances in freestyle. He also killed in two-wheel skills and was just bad fast in racing. He had the full package and well-deservedly got that tour win for Stadium Tour East. That was definitely just a crazy moment out there for Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, and we cannot wait to see what he's got in store for us this year, and I can't wait to see what crazy stuff he's going to try to pull off for us on the track this year. Next up, we've got Cynthia Gauthier behind the wheel of Lucas Stabilizer. Cynthia Gauthier is making her return to Monster Jam ever since her maternity leave. Cynthia Gauthier was originally supposed to compete on this year's season, but, she ended up getting pregnant, and that just sadly did not work out as Lindsay Reed had to come in and fill in for her. But, Cynthia Gauthier was luckily able to make her return this past summer in shows such as East Rutherford, Kansas City, and Nashville. And has even got two more shows left before the end of the year, happening in Mexico City and in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So, Cindy getting some seat time out here during these post-World Finals shows out here to kind of, get back reused to the truck out here after having not driven in so long. Like when she made her return this past year in East Rutherford, it had been nearly 11 months since she had last driven a truck. It's been a long time, and to see her make her return was just really awesome. She did decent in the shows, not probably what she wanted to do, but hopefully, it's probably going to be a bit of a tough start out here for Cynthia Gauthier this year. But I'm confident as the weeks go on, she will get better and better and more competitive, and she'll pick up right where she left off from the 2023 season. Next up, we've got Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, as Armando Castro will be making his Stadium Tour debut out here this year, which is something we're really excited about. It's something us fans have been wanting now for a long time. Armando's done so well in stadiums and has done many stadium events throughout his career. I believe his first stadium event that he ever did was back in 2021, back for the October shows. And then he did some more stadiums last year, here in 2022, and he's done some stadium shows this year, and he's done really well at them. He's really burned it down, and he's really become acquainted with the stadium events. And, something probably the biggest thing he did this year was win that World Finals Skills Championship, where he did that just awesome moonwalk into a backflip. That really just set the whole Monster Jam world on fire. That was just crazy. My mind is just still blown away from that move that he did, and he's now a defending World Skills Champion out here. He's one of now 3 defending World Champions on this tour. As Tyler Menninga is the defending World Freestyle Championship, and Armando is the defending World Skills Champion. And so, that was just an awesome job out for Armando. It's definitely going to be something to look after for here in skills, and we cannot wait to see what Armando has. This is not something new for Armando for him to do a stadium event. So, this is going to be really, I'm really excited to see what he's got in store for us. I think he's going to have a great season this year, and he's going to be somebody's going to be at the top out here on the leaderboard when this tour is all said and done. Next up, we've got Bari Musauer in Zombie. Now, this is definitely a bit of a strange one out here, as I definitely did not expect Bari to be driving Zombie next year. I thought he was going to drive Black Panther, and that the Marvel trucks were going to make their debut in the United States. But apparently that's not happening next year. Apparently the Marvel trucks are only going to be in the United States out here for only the fall shows coming up in October or so. I guess too bad. Hopefully maybe we can see the Marvel trucks on a full-time tour in the United States. Hopefully at some time in the near future. But we're excited to see Bari back in Zombie out to represent and to keep the Zombie name still around out here, and it's definitely going to be really exciting. Bari had a pretty great year this year driving Zombie, and I'm hoping he's going to have another great year out here next year as well in Zombie. But I'm guessing why he's not driving Black Panther is probably going to be because They probably want all 4. From what I heard, Monster Talk's theory of what he said, they probably want all 4 Marvel trucks to be kept together, or all at the same time in a one tour. And obviously that wouldn't work with what we have. We'd have to make some drastic changes out here to these tours. So, yeah, I guess we're not going to see the Marvel trucks. Hopefully at some point, though, maybe this could change. Maybe Marvel trucks could get added. Who knows? We do not know as of right now. Or maybe we could see them maybe in 2026, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to see and wait as time goes on. But, we cannot wait to see Barry back in Zombie. We cannot wait to see what he's going to have in store for us out here on the track. Next up, we've got Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars, the defending high jump champion, and at the Monster Jam World Finals. And he's going to be back out here on a tour, and we cannot wait to see what he has in store for us. Colton had a pretty great year this year in Thunder Roars. He had many awesome moments and brought home, I believe, even 2 overall event championships. I believe he brought home 1 in Anaheim Show 2 and Detroit Show 1. That was definitely really awesome out here for Colt Stevens, and hopefully he can try to bring home some more overall event championship wins. And we are hoping he can have a great season out here this year. Next up, we've got Camden Murphy in a to-be-announced truck. So this is definitely very interesting out here. We do not know what Camden is driving. We could see Bakugan Dragonoid maybe come back. Maybe Spin Master has to work some stuff out with some licensing issues or something like that to get the truck to come back. Maybe it'll be announced later on. Kind of like what happened with Lucas Oil Crusader in 2019-2020. How it says the truck wasn't going to be ran during the full first quarter, but it ended up running anyway because they got the contract re-signed. So we wanted to see what happens with that out here with Camden Murphy. And, maybe he could drive a Marvel truck. Maybe he could be in Spider-Man, but we do not know. Or maybe he could quite possibly be in a whole new identity. I think I do have some clues on what Camden Murphy is going to drive next year, but I can't really tell you guys right now. I just cannot leak that kind of stuff. I have some insider information from friends of mine in the Monster Jam community, but sadly those ideas cannot be shared publicly here on YouTube. So, yeah, so you guys just have to wait, and it'll be a pretty good surprise. But anyway, we can always see what Camden has in store for us out here next year. We really do hope we can maybe try to walk away with the series championship. Camden's come up close many times to trying to win. He's gotten second place a lot of times as well. I think he's been in second, I think, for the past 2 or 3 seasons. He's been in second place, falling up just short of the series championship. He definitely wants it badly. This year, he had a pretty good year. This year, he remained close to the top. But especially with his most iconic moment of the year happening from Arlington, Texas, back in AT&T Stadium. So, we hope he can come back out here, and we hope he can do really good out here on the track, and we hope we have a great, consistent season. And maybe we can try to give guys like Tyler Menninger, Armando Castro, try to see if we can try to get the series championship and try to give them a run for their money out here this year. And we just hope he can have a really high standings this year, have a great consistent season, and he can try to finish up close at the top. Next up, we've got Kevin Crocker in Megalodon out here. This is also something very unexpected. We did not expect Kevin Crocker, as a couple days ago it had been announced Corey Rummel was leaving Team Scream to focus on his business, which is very unfortunate. But we do wish Corey the best of luck out here with his future and his career, and we're happy for his business and him getting started, him getting this big breakthrough with his business. But we're definitely gonna miss him out here on the tracks. He's definitely one of the best drivers on Team Scream, and he was definitely one of the best independent drivers out here. But it's gonna be interesting to see what Kevin Crocker has in store for us out here on the track. This is his first time driving on a tour since 2020, so this is definitely going to be interesting to see how you're making his return. He also drove for Team Scream back when he drove in 2020. He drove El Toro Loco back then, but now he's moving into the Shark out to drive Megalodon, so that's going to be interesting to see. Part of us thought John Kohler was going to drive, but apparently that just did not quite happen out here, so So, but we're happy to see Kevin Crocker back behind the wheel, and hopefully we can see him do really well out here this year. Next up, we've got Jim Kohler, an Avenger. We're happy to see him back out here on a tour, and for him to be on the East Coast Stadium Tour as well is going to be very interesting. Seeing some of these drivers like Bari, Colt, Camden, the entirety of Team Scream and the Team Throttle Monster. It is so good to finally see these drivers out on an East Coast Stadium Tour. Or, is this something that us East Coast fans like myself have been waiting for a while to see it? We're super duper happy to see it out here, and we cannot wait to see. We cannot wait to see what can we see out here in these shows on the East Coast from these drivers. I think it's going to be really amazing, and I cannot wait to watch it, as I think it's going to be a really fun and amazing time watching these drivers out here on this East Coast tour. And yeah, it's definitely really exciting to see Jim Kohler as well back out here on this East Coast tour. And, we've missed him out here on the East Coast. He hasn't done that many East Coast shows this year. Well, he did do a lot of East Coast shows in the independent circuit, but for Monster Jam, he didn't really do that many He didn't do that many shows out here on the East Coast. Besides, I think maybe Detroit, Birmingham, East Rutherford, and Nashville. So he's only done 4 shows on the East Coast this year. So we're really happy to see him make his return to the East Coast tour this year, and we cannot wait to watch Jim tear it up out here on the East Coast. We've also got his son, Chris Kohler, back behind the wheel of Monster Mutt. Really hoping Chris can have a better season out here this year. Chris didn't have the season he probably wanted to last year, so, we're definitely rooting for Chris Kohler this year, and we cannot wait to see some redemption out here this year. Here from Chris Kohler, and we hope he can have a great season, kind of similar to his 2023 one out here. I mean, Chris did have some pretty good moments, such as winning his first career overall event championship win back in El Paso, but he didn't have as many of those wow and crazy moments that we saw out of him from 2023. So, we hope Chris can just do well out here, and we hope he can walk away with some wins and really put on a show for us fans. Next up, we've got Joe Foley, Mr. Freestyle himself. Joey Freestyle and Axe Joe Foley. Really super duper happy to see Axe back on a stadium tour. Joe Foley drove El Toro Loco this year on Stadium Tour West, and now he's getting a chance to come out here and represent Axe. Today, as of recording this, is 9/11, and lots of firefighters sacrificed and gave their lives for us, and Joe Foley was a volunteer firefighter, so for him to come out here and represent this truck means a lot to him, and he's super duper happy to be back behind the wheel of it, and he's hoping to really burn it down and lay down and then have a great showing for you fans, and just come out here and burn it down every single time he's on this track and trying to get as many. I think Joe got 6 freestyle wins. I think I'm correct. He either got 5 or 6 freestyle wins this year on Stadium Tour East. So we hope on Stadium Tour West. So we hope he can come back and get more freestyle wins and get as many as last year, get more out here now that he's driving the Axe out here, as we just cannot wait to watch him burn it down out here in Axe. Next up, we've got Mike Christensen in Vendetta. We're really hoping Mike can have a bit of a bounce back season out here this year. As Mike didn't have a really hard season this year behind the wheel of Vendetta on Stadium Tour West, as he had lots of truck issues and missed a lot of freestyle competitions. Like, he really did miss quite a few freestyle competitions this year due to truck issues. He missed like Arlington, El Paso, Detroit. He just missed a lot of freestyle competitions, and he's hoping to come out here and get redemption this year and not miss as many competitions, and he's hoping to do really well out here for the fans on the track, and he's hoping to really burn it down as well and have almost like a season that he had in 2023. Although I do believe Mike kind of picked things up towards the latter half of the season in shows like Seattle, Salt Lake City, Birmingham, Glendale. I think he did really well in those shows. He was able to nail backflips and lay down some pretty solid freestyle runs in those shows. So, I'm for a more consistent, better season out here from Mike. And, we really want to see him make it into the Monster Jam World Finals out here for Salt Lake City, which is the hometown show for Team Throttle Monster, as we really, really, really want to see him badly in that Monster Jam World Finals lineup. Next up, we've got Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack out here. You know, we're super duper happy to see Jurassic Attack on a stadium tour once again for the first time since 2022. And with Dalton behind the wheel, this is going to be really awesome. Dalton really did awesome this year. He got his first ever World Finals invite and finally got Jurassic Attack into its first World Finals ever this year. And Dalton had a really great and consistent performance. He laid down an awesome freestyle run that I believe got a bit underscored. I believe he should have scored a bit higher in freestyle. I believe he should have maybe finished in maybe up there and maybe third place or something like that in freestyle. So he nailed the backflip. He was the only one to be able to drive off the track. He completed the time. So it was just a really great event for Dalton Widener. He also made it all the way to round 3 in racing before losing to Zach Garner in Wildside. So it was just a really awesome event for Dalton Widener. His awesome first ever career stadium event as well. And we cannot wait to see him do some more stadium events out here next year. I do know he's gonna get some practice for some stadium events coming up pretty soon out here in Glendale, Houston, and Arlington here in October. And I hope he does really well at those shows. I'll help him get him ready for the 2025 season. And as I'm just super duper excited to see what Dalton Widener has in store for us out here on the track, out here in 2025, and we're super duper happy to see him back here on a stadium tour. That's gonna be really it for the lineup. Not really much else here we can say. Also, there's a rumor about 14 trucks being involved next year. We don't know if that's gonna happen just quite yet. There's a possibility it could. Also a possibility it may not. We just have to wait and see, and we may see it get announced later on in the year maybe, but we don't really know. We just have to wait and see if we'll get 14 trucks this year, or maybe we'll just have to wait. I don't really know. We just have to wait and see, but hopefully we can get 2 more trucks added on to this tour. We can make it a 14 truck lineup. Next up, let's take a look here at the tour dates. January 4th through 5th, they're going to be in San Diego, California at Snapdragon Stadium. January 11th through 12th, they're going to be in San Diego, California at Snapdragon Stadium. January 18th through 19th, they're going to be in Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium. January 25th through 26th, they're going to be in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome. February 14th through 16th, they're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio for a non-points event at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. February 22nd through 23rd, they're going to be in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field. March 1st, they're going to be in Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium. March 8th, they're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida at Everbank Stadium. March 15th through 16th, they're going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana at Lucas Oil Stadium. March 22nd through 23rd, they're going to be in Louisville, Kentucky for a non-for-points stop at the Freedom Hall. March 29th, they're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama at Protective Stadium. April 5th, they're going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Caesars Superdome. April 12th, they're going to be in Foxborough, Massachusetts at Gillette Stadium. April 26th, they're going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Lincoln Financial Field. May 3rd, they're going to be in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. June 7th through 8th, they're going to be in Austin, Texas, the Moody Center. And then July 4th through 5th will be the Monster Jam World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah at Rice-Eccles Stadium. So as far as ticket dates and when tickets go on sale, all these tickets are on sale for all these events on this tour, except for New Orleans and Foxborough, Massachusetts, and as well as East Rutherford World Finals and Austin, Texas. Now, first off, something I do want to note is, as far as shows I will be attending next year, sadly we will not be attending any events for Arena Championship Series Central. But however, for Stadium Tour East, we're going to get a chance to see 3 events from this tour. As I'm planning on, I've already bought tickets, and we are officially going to Orlando, Jacksonville, and Birmingham. So, we cannot wait to make videos and have some content out for those events, as that's going to be really awesome. As far as some things to note out here is a lot of things to note here about this tour compared to out here. There's a lot of things to note about these tour dates compared to the ones we saw for Arena Series Central. First up, seeing hitting some West Coast stadium shows like San Diego, Anaheim, out here on the West Coast for this season. It's just going to be for the East Coast tours. Really, really awesome. That's something we kind of really wanted to be brought back, is to have shows from both tours. Like, they kind of go across the whole country. Really, like, we have shows on the East Coast and on the West Coast. So that way all fans get opportunities to possibly see both tours. And, that's something definitely going to be really interesting, getting to see some of these California stops out here for Stadium Tour East to begin the season. That's going to be really awesome. And also something really interesting that I really can't wait to see is Orlando and Jacksonville. As guys, we're finally getting to see some awesome shows out here in Florida. This will mark Team Scream's return out here to Florida. Their first Florida show since the World Finals last year. Not last year, but the World Finals in 2022. This will also mark our return for Camden Murphy to Florida since Orlando 2023. This will mark Team Throttle Monsters' return to Florida as well since 2023 in Orlando. Let's see. This will mark Cynthia Gautier's return to Florida for a Florida show also since the World Finals of 2022 in Orlando. This will mark Colt Stevens' return to Florida. This is Colt's first Florida show since 2019, back when he drove, 2020, back when he drove Brodozer. So Colt has not competed in Florida in quite a long time. So, Armando Castro's first time actually doing any Florida show ever since, I believe, Sunrise of last year, or Sunrise in Pensacola of 2022. So, get to see all these, getting to see these tours, get to see some of these drivers making their return, doing some Florida shows for the first time in a long time is just awesome. And it's going to be awesome, and I cannot wait to see this tour tear it up in Florida, and I also cannot wait to make my return to Birmingham as well, as that's something going to be really interesting. I'm super duper happy about that, and I'm just really excited for next year to begin. But also some other interesting stuff we need to note about this tour. Really other one interesting thing is the fact New Orleans is back. And last time we saw Monster Jam in New Orleans was back in 2023, in the week after the World Finals on July 8th. So we're super duper happy to see this stop being re-added out here. And it's also the first time since 2019 where this has been a part of a points championship series. So that's going to be really fun and really interesting to see. I cannot wait for New Orleans next year to be a part of the stadium tour. Whereas that should be really fun and a really awesome show to see out here. And, it's a really stacked tour. We cannot wait for it to get started. And, there's always a possibility for some more stops to get added. Now let's take a look at our next tour, Arena Championship Series East. That lineup will be consisting of Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger, Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris, MJ Solario and El Toro Loco, Michaela Telechka and Megalodon, a to-be-determined driver in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Brandon Telechka and Just Get Her Done 2, Mark Hall in Raminator, and Kurt Kramer in Ramunition. So some things to note out here about this tour, about these drivers out. First up, Kristen Anderson. Kristen is back on another tour once again, and she's back out here on Arena Series East. The tour that she just finished second on this past year to Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. So, Kristen's definitely going to try to come out swinging to try to win this Arena Series East. She's definitely a heavy favorite coming in out here. She's definitely going to go hard for this championship, especially after coming up so close this year to Armando Castro, where it came down to literally the last stop of the tour to determine the champion. So, we know Kristen's going to come out swinging, and she's definitely going to kind of try to get this series championship. But it's going to be close. She's going to have to face an old friend out here, an old rival out here that she used to rival with back in 2022, that being Tony Oaks. Tony Oaks, and Tony Oaks, he's been regarded as probably one of the best drivers of all time to have never made it into a Monster Jam World Finals, and we're really hoping this year will be the year Tony can win and get the automatic invite into the World Finals. I mean, there's definitely a good shot out here for Tony to win. He's a really awesome and really talented competitor. So I think there's a really good chance we could see him if he can just do well enough and have a great performance that we can see him in the World Finals. And this will mark Tony Oaks' first time in the World Finals. And we really want to see him out there, or especially almost after getting robbed of a spot in 2022 and coming up so short in 2019 to getting a spot in the main field. So we really do hope Tony Oaks can come out here and get the win on this tour and get himself into the Monster Jam World Finals. Next up, we've got MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco. MJ Solorio is also one of those uprising rookie stars out here. MJ, after taking almost over 4 months off out here back in between April and August when he made his return to competition, back in for the Florida tour that happened throughout August for the Florida arena shows that took place in Orlando, Sunrise, and Tampa. MJ definitely made some step-ups in it and some improvements as his two-wheel game got significantly better, I noticed. He did just really good in two-wheel skills. He was really able to nail some really awesome moonwalks back when I was watching him in those shows. He just did really awesome and he did really phenomenal. And, we're really excited to see him back in competition again. And, we really want him to try to see if he can have a good showing out and maybe give drivers like Christian Anderson and Tony Oaks a run for their money out here for the series championship. And we cannot wait to see what MJ has got in store for us. We cannot wait to see what improvements he does and what he has out here on the track for us next year. Next up, we've got Michaela Telechka in Megalodon. Michaela Telechka has definitely had an interesting year this year. She's had a pretty good year, I guess you could say, so far. Maybe a tiny bit of improvements from last year. Whoa. What happened? Whoa. Alrighty, hopefully I didn't lose you all there. I think I'm okay. Alrighty, but Michaela Telechka and Megalodon, she did really good out here this year on her tour. She did definitely pretty decent. She's definitely got improved herself a little bit out here as she's been doing better with her two-wheel game. She's been nailing more and more moonwalks and she's keep getting better and better out here at her two-wheel game out here. But something that definitely plagued her from what I definitely saw out here in the Florida tour is her truck. Her truck has had a lot of electrical issues out here, especially when I watched her in Orlando and Sunrise. Her truck just had lots of issues and she just did not do as well as what she wanted to, especially in freestyle. So, we really hope for Michaela Telechka to get those bugs out of the truck and to hopefully do well next year. There's currently right now she's kind of like taking some time off right now due to her doing nursing school. So congratulations on Michaela Telechka for that. But we cannot wait to see her make her return to driving. We hope she can do awesome out here in the show. In the shows coming out next year, we really want to see her do well and have a really solid performance out here. And we just really want to see her do well. We saw her what she did back in Tampa and Amalie Arena. Tampa and Amalie Arena was a really great weekend for Michaela Telechka. She nailed some of her best moonwalks ever, probably of the season, in that weekend. And her freestyle run from Show 3 was also just really phenomenal as well. As she definitely threw some wow moments in there. So, her truck is definitely getting better and better. And then Brandon got to drive her truck these past 2 weekends in Georgia for Duluth and Savannah. And that truck was performing really well. So, I'm confident the team will have that truck top notch for next year. Michaela's going to come in full swinging and she's going to try to do really well out here on her tour. We have a to-be-determined driver out here for Monster Mutt Dalmatian. We don't know who it is. It could be some new rookie driver that we've never seen before. But my guess and my prediction, my theory as of right now, my guess is it's probably going to be Logan Ashline. I really want to see Logan get a full-time spot next year on a tour. Logan's gotten 2 freestyle wins already in her career, back in Savannah and Pensacola. Savannah Show 5 and Pensacola Show 3 to be more exact. She got some freestyle wins there, and she really wants to come out here and do really well out here for all the Monster Jam fans. as I really want to see her in a competition, a full-time competition, and a full-time ride next year. Here out here as Jamie Sullivan passes down the Monster Dalmatian name to a new rookie, and we hope Logan Ashline just really gets that full-time spot next year at Monster Jam. Next up, we've got Brandon Telechka and Just Get Her Done 2. Brandon Telechka had a really awesome year this year. He's just been such an awesome competitor. He got a chance to nail his first backflip back in Louisville, and he's just had a really awesome season. He won Breakout Driver of the Year award, and he has a really great truck out here. He's really known and has done some really, really great moonwalks where he can just actually just sit the truck by the way the chassis is built. He can just actually just sit the truck on the nose. And in fact, one time I think I'm back in Tampa, he actually sat the truck on the nose and then just shut the truck off. So, we really wanted to say, Brandon, he's definitely a really tough competitor out here. He's really fast in racing. Knows how to lay it down in two-wheel skills. Knows how to lay down a really fast and furious donut, and has laid down some great runs in freestyle. He has some crazy moments and some crazy saves out here. So, we can always see what Brandon has in store for us next year. And he could play a spoiler out here for that series championship with Kristen Anderson and Tony Oaks. He's definitely somebody who I think will be up there at the top. Next up, we've got Mark Hall and Raminator. Mark Hall, he's got definitely improving out here in his career. He's been trying some new stuff and skills, especially after the Sky Wheelie competition got invented. He's now been doing stuff like reverse poppers and skills. He's also been trying to do stoppies and moonwalks, which is all just really amazing out here. And, Mark Hall even did pretty good when he got a chance to compete in the Last Chance qualifier this year. So, we can already see what kind of a year Mark Hall has. He can definitely do good out here in the competition, and he could definitely play some spoilers out here for some of these drivers, and he can definitely pick up some unexpected wins. Last up, we've got Kurt Kramer in Ramunition. Kurt Kramer, he's had a pretty great year this year, probably his best season yet. He's been getting better and better at trying to nail moonwalks out here on the track. And he's just been really improving it. Oh my goodness. Hopefully my video is still recording, else I'll be bad if I have to go back and redo all this. But Brendan Telechka, Kurt Kramer, he did really awesome this year. And he's had a really great season out here driving Ramunition and Hot Seas. Really gotten better. He's gotten some really high finishes in racing. I think took home his first ever career racing win. He brought home some wins in donuts and got some of his personal best, highest in skills in freestyle, being third place. And I believe Kurt was maybe robbed of that Last Chance qualifier spot. So, we hoping to see Kurt Kramer out here do well and try to get himself into the Monster Jam World Finals and have a pretty great season this year. Next up, let's take a look out here at the season, the lineup, and see where these trucks will be going this year. January 4th through 5th, they're going to be in Greenville, South Carolina at the Bond Secures Wellness Arena. January 11th through 12th, they're going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum. January 17th through 19th, they're going to be in Baltimore, Maryland at the CFG Bank Arena. January 25th through 26th, they're going to be in Washington, D.C. at the Capital One Arena. January 31st through February 2nd, they're going to be in Providence, Rhode Island at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. February 14th through 16th, they're going to be in the PPG Paints Arena. February 21st through 23rd, they're going to be in Allentown, Pennsylvania at the PPL Center. March 15th through 16th, they're going to be in Tupelo, Mississippi at the Cadence Bank Arena. March 22nd through 23rd, they're going to be in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. March 28th through 30th, they're going to be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the Mohegan Arena. April 12th through 13th, they're going to be in Des Moines, Iowa at the Wells Fargo Arena. April 18th and 19th, they're going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. May 2nd through 4th, they're going to be in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the Broadmoor Arena. May 17th through 18th, they're going to be in Pensacola, Florida at the Pensacola Bay Center. And then July 4th through 5th, they're going to be in Salt Lake City, Utah for the Monster Jam World Finals 24. So, as far as what I can say about this tour lineup, there's nothing really new or significant really here. I mean, I'm super happy to see Pensacola back out here on a stop. Sadly, I probably will not be able to attend Pensacola for the finale of Arena Series East, as it's too far away for me. I'm willing to travel far away distances for some stadiums, but Pensacola, just being one of the smallest and not one of the best arena shows out there, I most likely will not be able to attend this year, sadly, so it's going to be a missed out for me. Hopefully one day I can make it out to Pensacola. Well, one day, or maybe I can do it this year if you guys watch my videos and subscribe. But, besides that, not really anything else significant out here. Non-for-points events, it looks like Tupelo is the only non-for-points show, and then tickets will go on sale for a later date for shows such as Des Moines, Lincoln, Colorado Springs, Pensacola, the World Finals, and Tupelo. And there's not really that much else we can say about this tour. Let's move on to our next stadium tour, Stadium Championship Series West, which will provide a lineup of, which will consist of a lineup of Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, Tristan England and JCB Digatron, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco, Bryce Kenny and a to-be announced truck, Zach Garner and Wildside, Cole Vennard and Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, and Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur. So stuff we can take note out here from this tour for Stadium Tour West is number 1, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, and Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger are going to be back on the same tour once again out here for the second year in a row. I didn't think they would do this again, but they are, and let's hope it turns out better than what we saw this year. As this year, for a good portion of Stadium Tour West throughout the month of March, Adam Anderson was completely gone and had to get was gone due to an injury, and we had to get fill-ins like Charlie Pauken and Tyler Meninga to fill in. So, we hope this Anderson tour battle between the two Andersons can go a bit better this year, and we hope Adam and Ryan, they can have a close and tight points battle. We can see who can get the win. Adam next year is also going to be driving a different chassis, as Gravedigger 35 got retired on June 30th this past year in Lexington, Kentucky. So Adam's going to be in a brand new Gravedigger chassis called Gravedigger 42, which will be making its debut very soon in Glendale, Arizona, on October 5th. So we cannot wait to see that, and Adam will get a chance to be behind the wheel of that, and he'll get some time in GD42 before the main season starts for at least 3 shows in Glendale, Arlington, and Houston. So we can't wait to see that. We hope Adam can have a good season. Hope he can try to, have more of a season like that he had in 2023, and can just do really well and try to have a great points battle out here and try to win the series. Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash. Really excited to see Sparkle Smash out here on the track for its first full-time competitive season out here. We cannot wait to see what Kayla Blood has in store for us. Kayla did not have the best of seasons she had this year, but, she's definitely been stepping up her game in Sparkle Smash throughout the summer, and, we cannot wait to watch her out here on the track. We hope she can try to do really well and walk away with a solid finish on her tour. Tristan England and JCB Digatron. Tristan, he's a really solid driver out here. Tristan had one of his best seasons ever this year behind the wheel of JCB Digatron. That truck just runs so smooth. It rarely ever breaks. It's only broke 3 times this year, which were in Syracuse, Lexington, and Savannah. So, Tristan's truck, it runs really smooth. It's a really clean piece of machinery. It rarely ever breaks. So we just cannot wait. We hope Tristan can have a really great showing out here this year, and he's definitely somebody who could definitely walk away with this series championship, but it's definitely going to be tough against drivers like Adam and Ryan. Ryan Anderson is back this year, and we're really hoping for a better season out here out of Ryan. A lot of people weren't as happy with Ryan's 2024 season, mainly for the fact, he had a really tough year this year. Here, he just didn't have the best of tracks out here for him to really do anything crazy and amazing. Kind of switched things up where he was doing moonwalks, and which was definitely kind of strange, doing maximum moonwalks off the backflip ramp. So, that was definitely it's definitely an interesting year for Ryan. He also had another kid this year, which was definitely very hard on him and the family. So that could have been part of the reason why stress just wasn't allowing him to perform at top level But, now that, he's had some time at home with his kid now for the past nearly 3 months, he's ready to refuel and recharge and ready to come out here and tear up the track next year. And he will be ready to go, and he'll be ready to hopefully try to get a chance to win the series out here and just get a win. And as he definitely really wants to have another series win, and he wants to defend his Stadium Tour West win from last year, and he really wants to do really well in this coming up season as well. And he really wants to really have some awesome, wow, and crazy moments out here for all you Monster Jam fans, as that's something he definitely wants as well. Todd LeDuc back in Megalodon once again. Not really sure how I feel about this spot again. I mean, I think honestly he should be in Blue Thunder, but hey, he's back in Megalodon. He's been getting better and better at Megalodon each and every single year he drives it. This year is a decent year for him in Megalodon, so hopefully next year, it can be even better, and he can return to full capacity like how he was, and return to a very competitive driving like what we saw him drive in 2000 and back in the good old days, back in 2022 and before then. So, we just really hope that out of Todd LeDuc, and we really hope he can do really well out here for all the Monster Jam fans. And he can lay down some solid runs and have a really great and strong season out here. He's definitely have to step his game up if he's going to be going up against competitors like Kayla, Tristan, Adam, and Bryce. Next up, we got Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco. Jamie Garner definitely had an interesting year this year. His truck had lots and lots of issues, which caused him to miss out on a lot of competitions this year and just have early breakage. So, we're really hoping Jamie can have a better year this year and have less truck issues, and his truck can return to how maybe it was back last year in 2023. As Jamie definitely had some hard times this year, a lot of hard times, and we're hoping we can see that truck back at full 100% next year. And luckily, they've had some time in the offseason to get that truck fixed up and ready to go out here for the new season. So, we have Jamie Garner can come out here and come out swinging this year, and he can have a really great performance for all you Monster Jam fans. Next up, we got Bryce Kenny in a to-be-announced truck. It's definitely going to be weird not seeing him possibly not drive Mohawk Warrior next year. Like, Mohawk Warrior is kind of like become his identity in Monster Jam, something he's been always known for driving. One of the only trucks he's driven besides Monster Hut. So yeah, we really do hope Bryce Kenny can come out here and have a great season whatever he drives. Hopefully, they're working out some with the Great Clips sponsorship, and Bryce can be back inside of Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, or maybe, maybe he can just drive Mohawk Warrior without the Great Clips sponsor. We don't know. He could be in something new. I've heard some rumors about what he could possibly be driving, but I cannot spread or share that information with you guys. So you'll just have to be a surprise. So, we can always see. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what Bryce Kenny could possibly be driving next year. Next up, we've got Zach Garner in Wildside. The defending World Finals Racing Champion is out here on a stadium tour out here. Zach Garner, he's definitely somebody I've always been watching out for on the track. This dude is an awesome and amazing competitor, as he's laid down many awesome moments in his career. This year's definitely been Zach's best year in his entire career. He killed it and did an awesome job on Arena Championship Series East, finishing very high on his tour and having many great performances. He's been including and doing more backflips in his freestyle runs. He's laid down some awesome two-wheel runs, such as in Salinas. He's done many awesome freestyle runs. On his arena tour, he did so many great and just awesome freestyle runs. And then he also won many racing competitions on his tour, which also led to him winning the World Finals Racing Championship at the World Finals, which was just such a big and heartfelt moment. Probably one of the most emotional wins in Monster Jam history. And it was just a really awesome job out here for Zach Garner in Wildside. That moment just blows me away. And that's definitely probably the best moment of this entire year was that race between him and Tristan in the finals, and the emotion that happened. Probably one of the most emotional moments in Monster Jam history was that race out here. And, we can always see what Zach has in store for us. Zach has been known to burn it down in stadiums. He's done some awesome jobs in some of the stadium events he's competed in the past. So we can always see what Zach has in store for us this year. We are super duper excited to see him out here on a full-time stadium tour. Cole Vennard is back in Black Pearl. We're for Cole to have a better season this year. Cole definitely had a lot of struggles this year with his truck and just early breaks this year, and didn't have as many of the cool wow factors that we've seen him do in previous years, like cool saves or the walk the plank backflip. So now we can come out here next year and he can have a solid and well-running truck that can burn it down out on the track for all the Monster Jam fans out here. We really want to see him do well. We kind of want to see him get back to how it used to be from years ago. And we hope we can see him have a great year. And yeah, we just can't wait to see what Cole Vennard has in store for us out here on the track this year. Definitely not one of Cole's best seasons this year, especially after he got injured in Minneapolis Show 1, which caused him to miss Minneapolis' shows 2, and as well as missing both of the Miami shows and missing Orlando and Jacksonville. We'll see. Now, hopefully Cole can go this year without an injury and really burn it down for all you Monster Jam fans. Next up, we've got Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, representing for 10 years of the Jester Monster Truck next year. That's something going to be cool to see. We can always see what cool schemes Matt may bring out here, especially with the new cool silver Jester that he has. We cannot wait to see what he'll have in store with his body, as he may change some stuff up out here. We just cannot wait to see what Jester has in store for us out here to represent its 10th anniversary. And Matt had a great season this year. He did many backflips on his runs, and he was really consistent in freestyle as he laid down so many just awesome and just spectacular runs in freestyle. And so, we hope he can have another season like that, and hopefully his truck can stay and work together really well next year, and he can just do an awesome job and really rock it out for all you Monster Jam fans, and try to hopefully have a good enough of a season to make it into the Monster Jam World Finals. Next up, we got Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. Nick's home for a better season next year, as Nick had a really tough year this year, battling so many EFI problems, the new EFI that is on his truck. He had to battle with many issues with that throughout the whole season, and plus he also had a kid this year, which definitely made things hard out here. He missed the first 8 shows of the year, back from San Antonio, Houston, St. Louis, and Indianapolis. He missed all those shows, but was able to make his return in Tampa and was able to drive for the rest of the season. So we hope Nick can have a better year next year, and hopefully he can have a really good and solid truck that can run well next year here, and he can just do really awesome. Although I definitely did notice back in around Atlanta is really where he really started to take off and do really well in his 2024 season. So we hope we can see him have another season kind of like 2023, where he's just burning it down and he just does really well. And he's just getting lots of freestyle wins and having just many wow moments and just big wow factors in the freestyle competition. And we cannot wait to also see him rock out that purple Kraken as well next year, as that will also be very interesting to see, as well as we can't wait to see how Nick does in that. Lastly, we've got something I did not expect at all, which is Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur. Excalibur will be celebrating 40 years next year, which is going to be awesome to see. I cannot wait to see Excalibur in its 40th season, and it's celebrates 40th anniversary next year. It's quite an old name and is a legendary name in the monster truck industry, and we cannot wait to see it out there next year, and we hope Michael can burn it down and represent well for Excalibur. Michael's had a really great year this year. He's driven in many shows out here. He drove practically in every single show on Stadium Tour East, except for Tampa, Minneapolis Show 1, Syracuse, Atlanta, Foxborough, and Philadelphia. He did not drive. But for the rest of the shows, he was able to drive in, and he has some pretty awesome performances, especially in Orlando, where he burned it down, and I believe he got underscored. So, Michael, he's known as a fill-in driver last year. He had to fill in for Nick last year for San Antonio, Houston, St. Louis, and Indianapolis. And then he also had to fill in for Cole Vennard and Black Pearl in Minneapolis Show 2, Miami, Orlando, and Jacksonville. And then he had to fill in for Matt Pagliarulo in Denver So, you know, getting to see Michael Iyer on a full-time tour next year, full-time with his own truck, is going to be really awesome. We cannot wait to see how he does. He did really good when he drove Excalibur in Nashville, when he made its stadium re-debut of Excalibur in Nashville. Mike did really well in that show, so, you know, we cannot wait to see what Michael will have in store for next year in Excalibur. We cannot wait to watch him burn it down out there on the track, on a stadium floor. Now let's take a look out here at the tour stops out here for Stadium Tour West. First up, we'll be heading to Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium. January 4th through 5th, they're going to be in Anaheim, California, Angel Stadium. January 11th through 12th, they're going to be in Kansas City, Missouri for a non-per-point stop at the T-Mobile Center. January 18th through 19th, they're going to be in St. Louis, Missouri at the Dome at America Center. January 25th through 26th, they're going to be in Miami, Florida at Lone Depot Park. February 1st through 2nd, they're going to be in Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium. February 15th through 16th, they're going to be in Anaheim, California at Angel Stadium. February 22nd through 23rd, they're going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota at US Bank Stadium. March 1st through 2nd, they're going to be in El Paso, Texas at UTEP Sun Bowl Stadium. March 15th through 16th, they're going to be in Oakland, California at the Oakland Arena. April 5th, they're going to be in Seattle, Washington at Lumen Field. April 12th through 13th, they're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia at Atlanta Motor Speedway. May 17th, they're going to be in Inglewood, California at SoFi Stadium. And then July 4th through 5th, they're going to be at the Monash World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah at Rice-Eccles Stadium. And tickets go on sale at a later date for only the World Finals and Inglewood. But as far as we can say for this tour, it doesn't look like there's not that many stops, but I can definitely see stops getting added soon. They're going to probably add some more new stops coming up probably pretty soon in the future. This cannot be the whole tour. As for stadium shows, we're definitely missing quite a few big stadium shows that they usually do. We're missing shows such as the Texas shows in Houston and Arlington. We're also missing shows such as San Francisco, and we're also missing Kansas City, Missouri for at Arrowhead Stadium. So there's quite a few stadiums we're definitely missing out on, and possibly maybe some new stadiums as well. Hopefully they can add next year. There's definitely a possibility for some more shows to get added, as they have a big time gap in between Atlanta and Inglewood. So yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see out here. A big time gap out here. Probably going to add some shows in between there, but you know, it's definitely looking like an interesting tour. It's also interesting to get to see Tom Foolery and the Overboard team out on the West Coast next year. That's going to be a first to see out here. Get to see that the Pagliarulos and the Garners do shows like Anaheim and El Paso. Those are in Seattle. You know, the Pagliarulos and the Garner team have not done Anaheim since, I believe it was 2023. Last year, they haven't done it since then. They haven't done Seattle since 2022, and some of the team did do Inglewood last year. So that's going to be interesting to see out here. Here to see some of these more East Coast independent teams head to the West Coast. And it's also going to be interesting for Oakland as well, in the Oakland Arena, to get to see some of the East Coast independent teams do a West Coast arena show. I mean, we haven't seen hardly any East Coast independent teams do any California arena shows. That's something we have never seen in quite some time. So yeah, so that will definitely be interesting to see some of those trucks from the East Coast do a West Coast arena show. Usually for the West Coast arena shows, we're so used to seeing Team Throttle Monsters, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see them do shows like Oakland, see the Pagliarulos and the Garners do shows like Oakland. So that's definitely going to be very, very interesting to see. And as far as shows, I kind of forgot to announce this, but for Arena Series East, I will not be seeing any shows on that tour. But for this show out here, Stadium Tour West, I will be officially going to Miami, Tampa, and Atlanta. We also bought tickets for those. And I will also be going to World Finals as well. So, you know, next year's looking like a busy schedule for me. Although next year is kind of basically going to be the same as last year. The only difference being is that we're replacing Inglewood with Salt Lake City. And besides that, my first quarter schedule is nearly the same. Maybe more stuff could get added. Maybe Nashville could get added as well to the first quarter stops. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be really interesting to see out here for some more possible shows that we could see coming up. But, it's definitely going to be an interesting show. Also, first time the Garners that will ever do El Paso. It's also the first time for Tomfoolery in El Paso since 2017. So, that's going to be interesting. We cannot wait to see that. This is definitely going to be an interesting tour out here. And I cannot wait for it to get started. Only one thing I do have to comment on that I kind of do not really like is the tour scheduling and how kind of inconvenient it is for school. I mean, I'm not really going to try to blame my school or Moss Gym or anything for scheduling stuff badly. But, this year going to have a lot of potential for the schedule to make it actually work out for school. I mean, the only really shows that really like as far as schedule goes were Salt Lake City and Atlanta. Salt Lake City, Atlanta, and Orlando were the only really ones I really like to schedule of. I like Salt Lake City, that being in the middle of the summer, so we don't have to worry about any final exams. That's kind of how I had to worry about possibly. But luckily, I was able to exempt out of the final exams back when they kind of had Wolf Files on that same weekend for Wolf Files 21 and 23. Luckily, we don't have to worry about this year. Orlando's okay where it's at. Atlanta's also okay. But my main problems are for Tampa, Miami, and Birmingham. In my opinion, I think they probably should have put Tampa. That would have been awesome, like with school and everything going on. I'm going to have more time at the stadium. They could have put that show maybe back during the beginning of the season for it to be the opening stop. Maybe in January. And when I don't have school, I think that's when they should have done Tampa. Miami, I do have a 4-day weekend during Miami, so they should have put Miami in mid-February on Valentine's Day weekend. They should have put Jacksonville at the beginning of my spring break, kind of like how I had it this year. They should have put Jacksonville. They should have pushed Jacksonville back a week earlier, and then they should have put Birmingham to also have that happen during my spring break and push Birmingham back a week earlier as well. But it is what it is. We're so happy we're going to go to those shows. But it is going to be definitely a bit harder with school and everything, but we'll be able to figure it out next year. And we're really excited. We cannot wait for all the content we'll have. But that's definitely a comment I would just love to throw out there. Next up, we have our final Tour Arena Championship Series West. This lineup will consist of Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Ashley Stanford and Megalodon, Cody Saucier and Dragon, Brandon Mahan and Scooby-Doo, Berto Torino and Monster Rottweiler, Joe Uri and Earthshaker, Devin Winfield and Velociraptor, and Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack. So this is definitely an interesting tour. Weston Anderson out here finally getting a chance to go to the West Coast out here. Weston's been doing some West Coast arena shows out here this year in the second quarter, like Fresno and Edmonton, and a few other stops I can't really remember which they were. Los Angeles. So Weston has gotten a chance to do some West Coast arena shows out here recently, out here during the summer. So, we cannot wait to see him, what he does, has in store for us out here for some more shows out here on the Western Arena shows, especially for shows that we'll be getting to talk about soon. And we just cannot wait to see how Weston will perform in those shows, and hopefully he can really pull out and do a really awesome job out there on those tours. And we just really hope it's a really great performance out there on Arena Series West for Weston. Let's see if he can probably walk away with this fourth Arena Series win in a row. We got Ashley Stanford and Megalodon. Ashley did so much better and has really improved herself this year. She's now including backflips in her runs as well. She nailed her first backflip this year and even got her first career overall event championship win back in Tacoma. So, we cannot wait to see Ashley back again on the West Coast. We cannot wait to see what she has in store for us out here on the track, because I think she's going to do really well out here this year. We got Cody Saucier out here on the West Coast for the first time out here in Dragon. We cannot wait to see what Cody has in store for us out here on the West Coast in Dragon. First time we've seen Dragon do a lot of West Coast arena shows for the first time in a while, so we cannot wait to see how Cody does, and hopefully he can do really well and try to walk away with some overall event championship wins, and can try to hopefully stay around for the full season and not have to go fill in for anybody who leaves. So, we just really hope it will be a strong season for Cody, and he can try to finish near the top and be competitive out there with Wesley Anderson for that series championship. Brandon Mahan back in Scooby-Doo again for a second season now here on the West Coast. We can always see what Scooby-Doo has in store for us out here on the West Coast, and we hope Brandon Mahan can do some awesome shows and lay it down out here for all the fans out here in these West Coast arena shows. Berto Trevino, Monster Mo Rottweiler, making his return. Berto had a pretty good season this year, and we can always see what he has in store next year. And we're hoping he can improve his driving skill. And let's just hope he doesn't go into any walls or any of the tarped off seat area, unlike what he did in Los Angeles. Let's just hope Berto can have a great and safe season and not do anything to get himself in trouble, like going into the tarped off areas in the stands. So let's hope that happens. Joe Uri back in Earthshaker. We can always see what Joe Uri has for his first, hopefully, full season. Hopefully, Joe Uri, unlike what we've seen him do with other independent teams in years past, hopefully he's dedicated this year and will hopefully stay on tour for the whole year in Earthshaker. And let's hope he doesn't leave or miss any events or leave midway through the season. We just do not want to see that happen. And we hope to see Joe for the whole season next year and not have any fill-ins like in years past. We got Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. Devin had a really great season this year for his rookie year. He even brought home an overall event championship win in his hometown in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Thomas and Mack Center earlier back in July. So, we hope Devin can do really well out here this year and can try to walk away with some wins and try to finish near the top out here and have a pretty good finish in the standings. Then we got Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack. We cannot wait to see what Tim Hall has in store for us out here. Tim Hall has done really great on the independent circuit, especially after watching him back in Miami, Oklahoma. He just did really well in those shows, and I really cannot wait to see him next year. And I hope he does really well and finishes out near the top next year and just really surprises everybody and has a big breakout moment and does really well out here next year. And that'll be it for this tour. Also, for some reason, it says on the website that Velociraptor is a TBA driver, and Devin Winfield's apparently going to drive Jurassic Attack. We don't know why that is. That may be just a glitch. I don't know. We'll have to see as the time goes on. Hopefully, it's just a glitch. I want to see Devin in blue Velociraptor. I think he fits that really well. But we'll just have to see when that time comes closer. Here's the stops. This is a pretty full schedule out here for Arena Series West. So let's go ahead and read all the stops. We got January 3rd through 5th in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Delta Center. January 10th through 12th, they're going to be in Reno, Nevada, at the Reno Sparks Livestock Event Center. January 17th through 19th, they're going to be in Tacoma, Washington, at the Tacoma Dome. January 24th to 26th, they're going to be in Sacramento, California, at the Golden One Center. February 1st through 2nd, they're going to be in Fargo, North Dakota, at the Fargo Dome. February 7th through 9th, they're going to be in Denver, Colorado, at the Ball Arena. February 15th through 16th, they're going to be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, at the Paycom Center. February 26th through 22nd, they're going to be in Wichita, Kansas, at the Intrust Bank Arena. February 20th through March 2nd, they're going to be in Portland, Oregon, at the Motus Center. March 7th through 9th, they're going to be in Fresno, California, at the Save Mart Center. March 14th through 16th, they're going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the Tingley Coliseum. March 21st through 23rd, they're going to be in Tucson, Arizona at the Tucson Arena. March 29th through 30th, they're going to be in Florence, South Carolina at the Florence Center. I don't know if it's a non-for-point stop. I don't think it is. April 4th through 6th, they're going to be in Columbus, Ohio at the Scottsdale Center. April 11th through 13th, they're going to be in North Charleston, South Carolina at the North Charleston Coliseum. April 18th to 20th, they're going to be in Macon, Georgia at the Macon Coliseum. April 25th to 27th, they're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama at the Von Braun Center Propst Arena. May 10th through 11th, they're going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire at the SNHU Arena. May 17th through 18th, they're going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Heritage Bank Center. And then July 4th through 5th will be the Monster More Finals at Salt Lake City, Utah for the at Rice-Eccles Stadium. So as far as tickets going on sale at a later date, it looks like Albuquerque, Florence, Macon, Huntsville, Manchester, Cincinnati, all go on sale at a later date. And it looks like the only non-for-point show on this tour is Macon. So it's really interesting how they're starting practically the first half of their season. Practically is going to be on the is probably going to be out here more on the West Coast, and then on the second half of the season, they're going to head out towards the East Coast. And it's going to be interesting and fair for the fans out here to get a chance to see some of these West Coast drivers out here on the East Coast. Get to see Team Throttle Monster, Wesley Anderson, Ashley Stanford. Especially excited to see Ashley Stanford do some more shows out here on the East Coast. I really do hope she does Tucson, Arizona. Besides that, we're also just really excited to see her do some more shows out here on the East Coast. The schedule is pretty full. I don't think they're going to add any more stops. So the possibility they could add some, but I don't really know. The schedule is really full. They may add something in between Huntsville and Manchester. But, this is definitely a really full tour. It's probably the busiest tour out of them all. And there's a lot of events. It's going to be a long season for those drivers and crew on that tour. So, we cannot wait to see what happens, as that's going to be a tour to definitely watch out for. I'm really excited to see some of the more bigger floors like Reno, Tacoma, and Fargo. Those shows should all be pretty awesome and entertaining to watch, and this is definitely be an awesome and fun tour to watch out here, as all these tours are looking really good for this year. Some of the best tour lineups we've seen in a long time out here, and we can always see what 2025 has in store for us, as I think it's going to be a pretty great year next year for Monster Jam. Next up, we have the missing out segment of missing out trucks and drivers that we're kind of missing out here. We are missing some drivers like David Olfert. I don't know what happened to him. I think he may be focusing more on the independent circuit. Corey Rummel is, of course, he sadly left Team Scream. Lindsay Reed is missing out. She's obviously, she left a couple months ago to focus more on her family. Tom Meents sadly retired. And then, I think it's it. And then Chad Tingler's also missing as well. I'm guessing since Overboard's only running 3 trucks next year, we're not going to see a 4th one. So, yeah, so this is definitely very interesting iron. But as far as more missing trucks, Bakugan Dragonoid is nowhere to be seen. I don't know what happened to it. Hopefully Bakugan Dragonoid gets re-signed as a contract, but there's a possibility it may not. So that means the World Finals was the Bakugan Dragonoid's last show ever. So, if you got to go to that event, or if you got to see that truck within the past 5 years, you are very lucky and blessed. If for some reason you didn't get a chance to see that truck, tough luck for you. You really missed out. We're also missing Shaker out here. I don't know what's happening with him. I guess with some of these new independents coming in, like Michael and Zach, this could have bumped out some of the other independents, unless they maybe get added in a 14-truck lineup. We don't really know. We're missing Monster Trucks Unlimited out here with Stone Crusher and Hooked. I'm guessing they maybe just be going independent for next year. Maybe they'll compete on the All-Star Monster Truck Tour. We'll have to see. We're missing John Gordon and Bad Company. Probably one of the biggest ones we're missing out on out here is John Gordon. I'm really hoping John can get a full-time show seat next year, because Bad Company is definitely one of the best independent trucks out there. One of the best looking, as well as I really want to see that holographic body once again next year. But we'll have to see. Bryce Kenny, Mohawk, Great Coast Mohawk Warriors, also missing. Hopefully, maybe Mohawk Warrior can get a re-sign, but we are unsure as of right now. We're also missing Max D. We don't know if Max D is going to compete in the United States next year. We don't know if Blake Granger may move over to the United States or not. We'll just have to see out here. Hopefully he does, and he can get a full-time spot next year, as we really want to see Max D. His legacy continue on, especially with Blake Granger behind the wheel. And hopefully Max D doesn't just become an international exclusive truck. We're also missing Brandon Arthur, and we're also missing all the Marvel trucks as well. We don't know if they're competing next year, but my guess is probably not. I'm guessing that they're still going to remain international for next year, so we will not get a chance to see the Amazing Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, or Black Panther. And as of right now, guys, I currently do have some theories right now on what's going to happen during the when we get the full and finished lineups, because I've heard this is just a teaser. I guess you can say that the full lineups will be announced at a later date. But right now, for my prediction, as of right now, for when the full lineups get announced, my prediction is that Logan Ashline is going to drive Monster Mutt Dalmatian on the tour with on Arena Series East. That's my prediction for that. And then for the stadium tours, I'm predicting they're going to do 14 trucks. My theory and prediction right now is that on Arena Series East, the 2 trucks they're going to add are going to be Bad Company and Shaker. John Gordon and Ryan Dishran will get there. We'll get a show during those. We'll be on that tour. Then I'm guessing for Stadium Tour West, I'm going to throw a long shot theory out here. But since Chucky Pauken has left Tom Flory Motorsports and may want to drive for Feld since he is old enough, my prediction is he's going to be driving Monster Mutt, and the truck his dad used to drive, on Stadium Tour West. And he's also going to be joined with Blake Granger and Max D as well on that tour. So that is just my prediction as of right now. It could be completely false, completely wrong, but hey, who knows? Maybe Camden Murphy will drive Pirate's Curse, and maybe Bryce Campbell will just drive Mohawk Warrior without the Great Clip sponsorship. Who knows? We'll just have to see once that time comes around as we get closer to the 2025 season getting started. And that is going to be it out here for this video. Thank you all for sticking with me and watching it to the end. No, this was a long video, but definitely had a lot of important stuff we had to cover out here for this tour, for all these tours and stuff like that got announced. We're super duper happy for the we're super duper hyped for that 2025 season to start. 2025 couldn't come faster. We're super duper excited. I cannot wait for next year to get started. I cannot wait for all the tours to get started as well for next year. It's going to be really awesome. These are some really good tours. We could possibly come out here and see some new tour champions. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see you all. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, what your predictions are for next year. Like, who do you think is going to win the tours? Who do you think is going to be the completed lineups? Leave your predictions down below. Let me also know in the comments down below, what shows are you going to next year? Where will I possibly see you at? What shows are you going to be going to for these tours? And so let me all know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this lineup. And yeah, there's not that much else to say. Thank you all for watching. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you guys can get updates and for when more content for the 2025 Monster Jam season comes. So you can get notified when action from the 2025 Monster Jam season comes out. Alright, bye-bye everybody. Have a God bless day, and we'll see you all soon for some more Monster Jam action.